Yeah, I mean, look, we've all seen this machine learning and AI coming, and then suddenly that chat GPT happened, and suddenly human knowledge has become scalable. That is something, yes, books did that before, but not in the same way as this. It means we've got infinite knowledge accessible anywhere all the time in a way that we can't understand. So I think it's one of the most powerful technologies the world has ever seen, and fine, but this is like a nuclear bomb that's just arrived, and I just think you kind of need to invest in it.
In this video with Real Vision CEO Raoul Pal and best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert T. Kiyosaki, we look at the state of AI and other high-return investment opportunities in this day and age. Robert and Raoul start by discussing what they think about AI.
So what are we thinking?
The consensus between the two of them, supported by a good amount of data, is that AI is humanity's greatest feat till date, and how it's nearly impossible to fully grasp the limits of its potential or the path it will take to reach it. Raoul explains that beyond the large language models, LLMs, that are front and center of the AI revolution, the underlying technology is already disrupting multiple other industries, and it will not stop. Raoul and Robert are certain that AI will take jobs beyond what we currently project, but they also believe we have an unprecedented opportunity for financial success. If AI will be the big thing, getting in now will make you rich.
You explain that?
Let's dive in.
There's a friend of mine here who is the chairman of the local hospital, and he is also the radiologist. And I showed him this one night over dinner, and he just got this new, well, he knows he's out of a job eventually, but they're using AI to read some of the x-rays and stuff. But he said, I've just taken a possession of a new MRI, brain MRI machine. He says, I've never used it before, it's new technology. And he said, I spent 6 hours today teaching myself how to use it, Googling and everything else. He said, I had to pull research papers, all of this. I said, why don't you ask ChatGPT? And within 30 seconds, his face went ashen, and he's like, oh my God, it knows everything. And he said, that's just saved me 6 hours. Now he's a senior radiologist, so his per hour time is expensive. It saved 6 hours of his time and delivered to him in 30 seconds. And I'm like, this is how deflationary and powerful and how much productivity you can gain from this one single thing. So it's such a big thing.
Well, the answer is it's going to do a lot of good, but it's going to destroy a lot of the old, the same as Bitcoin's doing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people fear it, and there's a right to fear it. We don't know where it ends up, right? This could be a super intelligence. We don't know what genie we've unleashed. But what I know between now and then, you better damn well leverage it.
Yes.
Or it will leverage you.
Yes.
I mean, this is so disruptive for jobs, and then the robots come and replace all the Amazon workers, and then the robots have the AI, and the robots get smarter. You know, this is real, and it's happening at a speed that humans can't deal with.
No.
And the only thing to do is get smart on it as fast as you can and use it. And it feels daunting, but we've all got to.
We've got to.
We're faced with this massive technological revolution. And some people are really uncomfortable with investing in technology. They just don't like it. They want to invest like Warren Buffett and buy cash flow generating businesses. Fine. But this is like a nuclear bomb that's just arrived. And I just think you kind of need to invest in it. I always think invest in your own demise. Don't bet against it. It's better to hedge yourself by you're better to die rich at the hands of the slave, the big boss AI, than to die poor at the hands of the AI.
Next, Raoul and Robert discuss how to ensure that you're not poor when these technologies mature. The philosophies of both men differ fundamentally, but Raoul describes a unification of both ideas into something he calls the barbell method that's guaranteed to make you wealthy.
Wow. That was... wow.
Rich Dad Poor Dad is based upon two words, asset versus liability. What's an asset? What's a liability? It's called financial literacy. How do you define an asset, and how do you define a liability? So when Wall Street defines an asset as a mutual fund, they go a little nuts. The question is, whose asset is it? Who's the counterparty there? So this piece of gold has no counterparty. That's why I call gold, silver, I call it God's money. It was placed here by God. They're on the periodic tables. Bitcoin is people's money. because Wall Street, well, so far they can't mess with it that much. And so he goes into financial literacy definitions. What is an asset? What's a liability? So that's why I know he's hated by a lot of people, but Trump and I are really good friends. And we talk about how we create our own assets. What an entrepreneur does is I don't need Wall Street and I don't need the Fed, anybody to create my assets. So today, and I get kicked off of shows because of this, Ralph. No, because they said, well, what stock do you recommend? I said, I don't. I create my own assets. I don't want anything that you can mess with. I don't want any of this stuff here. I want this stuff here. They cannot print. I'm in.
Invest in your own disruption is the best thing you can do. And as you say, one thing is be an entrepreneur, but take on, open your mind, as exactly as you said, Robert. Realize the world has changed, adapt, you'll be fine, or more likely to be fine. And if you're an investor, invest in your own demise. So that means, okay, every single AI, every robot, every single self-driving car, all of it requires a semiconductor. Buy bloody semiconductors. There's an ETF called ETH. You don't have to be smart, you don't have to know the technology, you don't have to do anything. Buy one ETF, it's likely to do well over the next 10 years because we're going to have massive demand for this stuff. If not, just technology companies. And people don't look at valuations. We're in a complete regime change. I think even Robert's explaining this is a completely different world we're about to go into. So forget your valuation models, forget everything else. Just this is going to be, and maybe a big bubble at some point. You can get out when it gets a bubble, but we're early stage. We're nowhere near the highs yet, so go for that. And my other part of this is, as the machines get smarter, and there's more AI and more robots, they will have their own system of money, and that will be cryptocurrency, because that's the efficient way for machine-to-machine payments. Your theme is invest in things that are non-disrupted by digitization. That's a very nice barbell of a portfolio if we put these two ideas together, because one will maintain wealth and the other gives you an opportunity to get a bit of a moonshot somewhere as well.
The truth is that the times we're going into are very uncertain. We don't know exactly what AI will do, how long it will take, or the path it'll take to whatever it'll eventually become. But what we do know is that with the available information is that AI will be huge and it will move at light speed.
It's true. It's real.
We also know that AI and robots will always need chips of some sort, and for the meantime, people to work on them. Lastly, we know that currencies as we know now are slowly going extinct. Like Robert said, fiat always goes to zero, and so we know cryptocurrency are in prime position to take over. These two facts form the barbell strategy that's bound to experience explosive growth. On one hand, you hold the future of currencies, and in the other, the future of technology. Building on the barbell investment strategy, Raoul and Robert guarantee that you will slingshot, or, as Raoul said, moonshot your portfolio. But what do you think about cryptocurrency and AI? To see the latest in crypto news, watch this video here.